Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is part 4 of racism and cyberbullying. And if I'm lucky, I will be able to wrap this up. Alright? Yes, that's dead skin on my lip. I don't know how I have chapped lips in the summertime. I don't have any clue how this is happening. But anyway, alright. So, we're going to start summing things up. The reason for the other 3 videos was because of a transgender video that the asshole from Scotland posted up. And my reply to the transgender video, which was not a complete negative reply, it was more on the lines of, I don't really want to see that. You didn't have to share that. And then he started calling me Hitler. Then he started threatening my life or threatening to beat me up. All right. So let's talk about cyberbullying. I have to take a stand now. I've been sitting for 3 videos and my legs are starting to hurt. I had a hip replacement. It has had the opposite effect on what it's supposed to do. I'm supposed to actually be able to sit down a lot longer. No, I can't sit but yay so long. I can't stand but yay so long. So, yeah. And sadly enough, I don't qualify for full disability until I hit 60 or unless I get married. So, if ZZ wants to marry me, I'll take that offer. Everyone else, not so much. Anyway, then the military will actually kick in and give me more money. Anyway, ZZ, that's a hint for you, babe. Anyway, the whole gambit of the thing is, we have these cyber bullies. And for those who don't know, cyberbullying is when someone's behind the camera or behind a cell phone, millions of miles away, threatening to hurt you, or threatening to hurt anyone, or telling you they're going to beat your ass, or yada yada yada. Now, some of us are afraid that these threats may be valid. Well, I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a damn if these threats are valid, because here's that thing. If you live in Scotland, the chances of me bumping into you is 1 in 1,000. I mean, I've posted my picture in the group, so you know what I look like. I don't know what you look like. But the chances of you bumping into me and whooping my ass, if you've watched Kung Fu Havoc number 2, or Kung Fu Havoc number 1, or some other things that I posted on Facebook last night, you may want to reconsider that ability of who's going to get whose ass whooped. Let me break down my criteria real quick. I do not have a black belt, but I have beaten plenty of them. I have been fist fighting in the streets since I was 6 years old. That's half my life right there. I learned martial arts at the age of 7. I still dabble in it. I just don't go to schools anymore. In fact, people come to ask me to teach them certain shit. I'm a military veteran. I learned BJJ in the military. Everything else I've learned out here in the world and in dojos. Alright? Now, fighting. My best fights came from the age of 15. After I was 15, I never had to fight again. Now, before I was 15, my dad put a stop to all of my street fighting. And the reason he did that was because he caught me in the midst of a fight with a guy that I had to fight almost every fucking weekend, who I have apologized to every day for most of our lives. I've never stopped apologizing to him. When I see him, I still apologize to him. In fact, I've apologized to him so many times, Brother R, that he told me that if I said I was sorry one more time, that he'd shoot me himself. Because he and I both know that we were kids and we were forced to fight. What I have not done has forgiven myself for the evil that I have done. I knew better, and I was more afraid to take an ass whooping than to not take an ass whooping, because it was in the situation was either you beat him or you beat us. I wasn't going to beat the us because all of them were 6'4" and some change. But the problem was, when I became a grown ass man, be careful with what you make, because when you can create a monster, you can't always control a monster. And I am a monster. which is another reason by the time I got 15, people learned not to really mess with me, like talk about it. Now, in school, I got bullied a lot. I got bullied a whole lot. But outside of school, those bullies would not fight me. They had protection in school, and they knew it. Isn't that right, Miss Jones? Yeah, I'm talking to you, fucking asshole. I'm sorry. I meant to say, you're a bitch. Anyway, I'm not gonna not change my mind on her. I don't care if she's become the nicest person on the planet, but when you're the mixed kid in class and all the black kids that are on the basketball team, the football team, and the baseball team are in your class and they're throwing spitballs and balled up pieces of paper and it's hitting you in the head and it's flying right across the class and you're in the front of the class next to the door and the teacher is like right there and do and say nothing until I bring nunchucks to school threatening to beat everybody's ass and then you send me to the principal. You see where I'm going with this? See, bullies are very powerful in groups. The thing that makes a cyberbully more powerful is because you don't know what they look like. You don't know where they live. So they're feeding off of your fear. They're knowing that you are afraid of them. They know that they got your heart. They know that they can say simple things like, I'm right around the corner. You look at the corner, there's like 20 people there. And you don't know which one of the 20 people is that bully. Most people are timid. Most people are afraid. Most people have a fight or flight instinct. I just thought I was stupid because I don't run from fights. I probably should run from fights, but, you know, now that I have my hip replacement, I can't run at all. So I'm either going to have to take that ass whooping or I'm going to give an ass whooping. I don't intend on taking shit. It's better to give pain than receive it in bison style. Except for I can't dive and spin around a circle and I can't do that guile thing even though I'm laced in green. When a cyberbully starts to prey on their prey, they find vulnerable weaknesses. To bully a kid is easy. The easiest way to bully a kid is to get a kid's most dangerous fears. And what do kids fear? They fear you hurting their parents. They don't fear you hurting them. They fear you hurting their parents. And they worry about their parents, just like their parents worry about them. Here's the stone cold reality. My bullies only bullied me because they knew that my mom would beat my ass if I got to fighting at school. All through grade school, all through middle school, all through high school, and I got bullied in college by a police officer, no doubt. I will not put his name out here. Now, just for the record, his last name does start with a W, and he is County. Anyway, you know, he was also in the military, which means he broke the code of ethics for the military because, you know, you're supposed to be a gentleman. You're supposed to have respect. So, you know, but I also am a strong believer in karma and what goes around comes around, and some people are their own worst enemy and don't know it. I learned that I was my own worst enemy by how much I relay out information. Alright? So some of the things I've said has come back to bite me in the ass. Pure and simple. But I own my shit. I was never a saint. Learning martial arts tamed the beast within. Alright? So I know the difference between being a martial artist and a fighter. Say a martial artist has respect. A martial artist does not go around starting fights even though they have great, tremendous skills. Where a fighter doesn't really give a shit. And will start a fight just because they can. And just because 9 times out of 10, they probably can beat the ass of the person that they're starting a fight with. That's that difference maker. I walk that line because I'm not going to start a fight, but I'm damn sure going to finish it. Now for cyberbullying, like today, where the guy kept calling me Hitler and all the other things because of my view on transgenders dating their own versus his view on, oh, I'm going to show you a picture of a transgender chick in a car making their penis pump and you guys are going to like it. And not everybody in the group may have wanted to see that. I damn sure didn't want to see it because, as I've said in another video, my worst nightmare has always been to date a chick that had a penis. Especially if that penis is bigger than mine. Now, I don't mean this in an offensive way. That's just not what I want. And I said in the other video, most men, that is their nightmare as much as a woman's nightmare is being raped. Alright? Every woman's nightmare is a woman being raped. That's it. That's every woman's nightmare. I don't know if it's every woman who becomes a lesbian, or maybe that's why some women transcend from being a transgender female to male versus males going to females. I don't know how the whole transgender thing works, so please forgive me. It's not my lifestyle. I don't give a crap how you live. If you want to be a female and you were born a male, hey, do your thing. You know, just be honest about it. Not only just be honest with you, but be honest with the person you're getting involved with so that we don't have to read about you 6 months from now. Okay? That's just the way I feel about that shit. No one should lose their life because of the lifestyle they choose to live. But if you choose to lie to people, those are the things that's going to happen. Now, cyberbullying started way back in 2009, I think, maybe 2010, maybe even started before that. I am not a computer person. Computers are great, but I'm making movies. Computers are great if I want to go look at lesbian porn, or any porn for that matter, but mostly lesbian porn and Japanese animation, you know. But as far as me working a computer, that's why we've been filming from this laptop, because I still have to learn how to use the editing process in this computer so I can go back to using my camera here to actually make movies that I want to do. So I'm hoping somewhere between now and July I will figure that out. But anyway, I gotta find a day to do that since I just applied for a second job because I don't know what's going on with me in school. Cyberbullying has led to the suicide of 75% teenagers, 20% adults, and, you know, other people in between, you know, where you're not really an adult, but you're not really a teenager. And I think cyberbullying has maybe led to maybe 3 to 5% of um, kids under the age of 13 committing suicide. But that could also be contributed to being bullied at school. And the thing about cyberbullying is a thing. It is not a joke, and people have committed suicide from cyberbullying. The last cyberbullying that I did report on was of the wrestler with pink hair, Miss Kimura, who was 22 years old. Um, I follow her page now. They're putting up all of her videos on Instagram and stuff like that to honor her. And she was in the Stardom Wrestling, and you guys can go Google her. But it's real serious because she died. She's 22 years old. She was cyberbullied. She had her whole life ahead of her. She was good in the ring. Everybody started liking her. Her fandom was growing. And then, like that, she died. I can't say that she murdered because she committed suicide due to cyberbullying. This guy was cyberbullying me today, and I got to thinking about this shit, you know. I'm clearly stronger than most mentally because I invited this dude to come and attempt to beat my ass. You know, two things gonna happen in that whole situation. He's either gonna get a plane and a passport and come to Charlottesville, try to find me, which I gave him my address and my job address. So if some strange white fella from Scotland shows up and starts talking like Scrooge McDuck, I know that's the guy. And I also know that I'm going to rip his throat out because he's going to be talking like Scrooge McDuck. And I'm just going to have to copy one of my favorite Celtic warrior wrestlers and kick him in the face. So I'm either going to copy Sheamus in the Bro Kick or Drew McIntyre in the Claymore Kick. Or I'm just going to be real straight. I'm just going to be like Bruce Lee. I'm just going to kick this dude in the throat and call it a day. And he's going to get on his plane and fly on back to Scotland and have a great night. You know? But it would be his own fault for coming after me for shit that he started. Cyberbullying, people. No matter how you slice it, bullying is bad. Cyberbullying is it's bad, but a lot of people who are victims of cyberbullying don't understand that in real life, this bully has no idea where you are. Now, I know I'm going to have to contradict myself on that. If this bully is a smart ass and he can track your IP address to your cable company, he may be able to find you that way. But that is like slim to none that this asshole is going to do that to me because I already gave him my address and my job address. The only thing I didn't tell him was what color car I drive. Probably should have added that in before I quit the group. And I know you're thinking, well, damn, James, you asking to get killed. You're asking for this guy to find you and beat your ass. My answer to that is, yes, I am. Because here's that thing about cyber bullies. A bully is a bully is a bully. And you can be a really brave bully while you're 20,000 miles away in another country behind a cell phone or behind a computer. Or you can come and face me and call it a day. Now, either we gonna fight or we ain't gonna fight. You're gonna see me and you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, you 5 foot nothing, you're 100 nothing. Let's do it. And I'm gonna try to talk you down first. And I'm like, look, man, you really want to come all the way to this country to get beat up and possibly killed? I'm gonna give you a chance to walk away. It's up to you to take it. And if he chooses not to walk away, then I'm not going to be held responsible. But know this now. I do know Kung Fu. I am a veteran of the United States military. And you came to my house, which means you came to my country. The laws work a little different in your world. But here's how the laws work in the real world. Because I used to watch a lot of Kimbo Slice going to people's backyards and fighting them and shit and kicking their ass. And God rest his soul, by the way. It's illegal. It's straight up illegal for you to come to my house, to come to my door, and threaten my life, and ask me for a fight, or any of that other crap. I have the right to defend myself. I do not have the right to end your life, but if that happens in the fight, technically, it's your own damn fault. Because you decide to jump on a plane. You decided that you were going to come and show your ass, and then you wound up losing your shit. This is the thing that you have to understand. When Kimbo was doing it, it was accepting challenges, and no doubt, I'm sure they had some legal waivers for people to sign and shit before that shit got there. Because here's that thing, when Kimbo was doing it, YouTube was just coming out, and my little ass, being 120 pounds, was rejected by Rec, Havoc, UFC, and a couple of the other big named MMA things that were going on. Because every letter I got back from email or postcard was, we don't take anybody under 130 pounds. We don't care how short you are, but you have to be at least 130 pounds. I didn't get 130 pounds until I turned 37 years old and I was in the Army. Alright? They fattened me up in the Army. But it was all muscle. Getting out of the Army, I hit a couple of bouts of depression. But depression is what led me to the Army in the first place. So that being said, cyberbullying. How brave are you when you're... and my screen says, I'm going to kill your half-breed ass. Or I'm going to kill you, whatever racial prerogative that they are going to call me. Or you. Or anyone else. So, the wrestler. I want to end this entire saga on the wrestler. Alright? She's a very young, very beautiful Japanese woman. She was a wrestler. She was 22 years old. Her career was just taking off. Her life was going up. And some assholes from God only knows where, and I hope they track these fuckers down. They can't charge them with murder because she committed suicide, but damn it, there should be something that they can do about the cyberbullying shit. There has to be a way that we as people in general, and YouTube, please let this video play because this part is the most important part of all. Cyberbullying has cost the lives of many, many people. Not in the millions, not in the trillions, barely in the thousands, but the fact that people from 7 to 27 are killing themselves left and right because of something that some asshole typed in on a computer that hurt their soul so deeply that they had to end their life. We can't continue to let cyberbullying go unpunished. We can't continue to let things like this take the lives of people who very well could have saved the world. This young wrestler was just starting, you know, and she was wrestling because she enjoyed it. I think she was saving up money to go to school. I don't really know all of her story, but I do know that at 22 years old, if I was given half the opportunities that these young people are getting today, like that, I would be well known and I would have accomplished just as much as The Rock. I would have accomplished just as much as anyone else who's famous at my age now. I personally have never been given a golden opportunity. Never. In my life, I've never, ever, ever been given a golden opportunity. Anything that has come through Virginia and Charlottesville, they've always given me the same line of shit, which is, "You're a handsome looking man, Mr. Williams. We see you have the fire and the desire, but we're not looking for you." You know, I come in, I have no hair, I cut all of it off, so all you see is 5 head, and it's the same thing. Now, mind you, I was just there 2 hours ago, and they took my picture, and now I'm back, and they're taking another picture, but it's the same exact shit. "Mr. Williams, you're not a very bad looking man, but you're not what we're looking for. Look at my body. I'm not exceptionally cut. I got a tiny bit of a gut. I don't have much of a chest, but I'm good with my shit. You know, I'm fast with my hands. I'm okay with my feet. If you go watch my other videos, because there's no room in here for me to do any kind of martial art whatsoever, you can see I have the talent. I have everything I need except for one itsy bitsy teeny little thing. It's called an opportunity. So until I get that, I have to deal with what I have to deal with. But not one time have I looked to all these other people and decided, well, they won't give me an acting job, so I'm going to go cyberbully them. No, because two wrongs don't make a right. But for the wrestler and her family, my condolences. This young lady had her entire life ahead of her. And the reason why this is the most important part is because I was bullied as a child. From kindergarten to college, I have been bullied. I still get bullied. And bullying is bad. Cyberbullying is bad because you can't see your oppressor. You can't see the person who's trying to make you feel bad and make you hate yourself or your life. This young lady had a dog. She had beautiful pink hair. She was sassy. She was cool. She had great martial art kicks. She did a lot of kicks. She was friends with Kairi Sane, who's a WWE wrestler. I think she may have known Asuka. She knew a lot of wrestlers, She had a lot of wrestlers' respect. And at 22 years old, which means she must have started wrestling at 18. But actually, she probably was wrestling younger. Japan is like way ahead of the game in everything else, And I don't care what anybody else says. Trust me when I tell you, Japan is way ahead of the game. With toilets that sing and transform and all the other stuff, they're way ahead of the game. And they're way ahead of the game in children having jobs and shit. I actually watched a 12-year-old girl wrestle a grown-ass man. Don't remember if she won, but I watched it and I'm like, wow, they're ahead of the game. At 12 years old, I would have never been able to get in a wrestling ring. And this 12-year-old, she had her shit down packed. But this 22-year-old young lady, Miss Hamuru, she reached out for help. It just didn't get there in time. Kairi tried to get there. She tried to call her. She tried to do everything. She let everyone at Stardom know what was going on. And people just didn't get there in time. So cyberbullying. We must stop bullying in general. But we definitely need to get a handle on cyberbullying. See, a bully in your face at school, it can be handled if the administration would have a no bullying, no tolerance, put cameras in all the rooms in the school, even the bathroom, except for over top of the stalls, because you can't invade people's privacy. But if you have a camera in that doorway, if people are knowingly aware that they are being watched, people are going to be on their best behavior. Every now and again, you will get that rotten egg that's going to say, you know what, I don't give a damn about that camera, I'm going to try it. and you got them. Once you have them in that action, you can expunge them out of your school. And if you do that to every school, there will be no school bullying. If you start having a task force to track cyberbullies, you probably can't really um, arrest them for their victims committing suicide, but you can monitor them, and then you can arrest them. You can give them like 3 strikes or whatever. You can do the same thing that you would do to them that you do for people who do child porn. You could find a way to stop it. And once we have a task force that can stop it, it will stop. Because all you have to do is make an example out of one person, and everything will stop. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Thanks for watching. Before I end the video, first we give our condolences to Miss Kamuru's family and to her because she lost her life at such a young age. And I apologize to YouTube for the other 3 videos and this video if they are excessively offensive. They are not by any means on the line of hate speech. I have not once said that, this is going to be a hate speech video. And I hope like hell that YouTube actually lets these videos play. I hope that the 96 of you watching, or at least looking at it, or that have subscribed, share these videos, man. Especially the ones that will educate kids and keep them from doing stuff. Now, sadly, I'm going to post all of these not for kids because there was a lot of cussing in there, and I don't think kids are ready for the Alphabet Squad issues. And the things that I talked about were very, very adult, and nobody's kid should be going around listening to an old man rant and rave about girls who date girls or guys who want to be girls and all the other crap that came out my mouth. Again, I didn't make these videos to offend people. I made these videos to make a statement. I made these videos because I was a victim of cyberbullying today in Facebook. And I want people to understand it does happen to everybody. And when a young famous wrestler who's about to hit the big hit of her career commits suicide, then you know something is wrong. I mean, like I said, 20 years ago, I'd have been in my 20s, and I would have, given the opportunity, been a smashing success. Right now, I'm a smashing success at being a failure. But this is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Be seeing you.